Today I am discussing about objectives of inventory control. So inventory means already I told you. So which are is in the form of finished goods or stock which is available. So that is inventory. So to support the production departments with materials of the right quality in the right quantity at the right time at the right price and from the right supplier. So the inventory control gives supports to the production department with materials of the right quality. So right quality means good quality product and right quantity, that means required quantity at the right time, at what time it will be required. So you are allotting on particular time or scheduled time, and the right price, that means the best price and from the right supplier. So it will be purchased from the right supplier. That means those are giving good quality materials. Okay, so that is very, very important thing. So it gives support to the material production department in the view of materials, right quality, right quantity, right time, right price, right supply. So at right time is very, very important. That is also. So at what time it is required, then you have to arrange on that particular time. There is no delay. That is important thing. Okay. So right quality, right quantity, right time, right price, and right supply. So second point, to minimize investments in the materials by ensuring economies of storage and ordering costs. So it helps to minimize investments in the materials. So unnecessary investment in the materials is controlled by inventory control. We are benefited with the inventory control. So by ensuring economies of storage and ordering costs. So economies of storage and ordering cost. That means have to maintain required stock. So then there is a economy in the storage, and after that ordering cost. So at what time you are required, you have clear idea and a detailed schedule of the raw materials and production schedule. Then ultimately your ordering cost will be decreased. Okay, your ordering cost will be decreased. That means how much cost you have to put the order one time. So that is the ordering cost. Then third one, to avoid accumulation of work in progress. So there is no delay. To avoid, there is no delay in the work in process. So the working process is ultimately going on a continuous process. So is there any deviation or is there any delay in the production process? So that's why we are avoiding this accumulation with the use of inventory control. So to ensure economy of cost by processing economic order quantities. After that, have to ensure economy of costs by processing economic order quantities. So suppose you are maintaining or you are raise the order for the raw materials in an economical way, ultimately it shows impact on the cost and ultimately you reduce the production cost. Okay, so you maintain economic order quantity, ultimately it leads to control the production cost. For this purpose, we are using inventory control. To maintain adequate inventories at the required sales outlets to meet the market needs promptly, thus avoiding both the excess stocks or shortages at any given time. So, in market, our stock is always in a balance of supply and demand. Okay. So, how much demand is there for our product? According to that, you have to supply the product to the customer or retailer. So you don't send any excessive stock or there is no shortage in the given time. So according to the order, you have to arrange the stock to the stockist or dealer. Okay, there is no shortage or there is no excess. How much they are asking? Suppose they are they give the order for 500 units, then you arrange. Okay, so you have to arrange 500. So there is no excess or there is no shortage. That is very, very important thing. So after that, to contribute directly to the overall profitability of the enterprise, and it directly contributes the overall profitability of the organization. So inventory control is very, very important. That means you have to control on raw material supply, the flow of the raw materials. So you have to maintain adequate level of materials and there is no wastage of raw material while in production process. Okay. So, and the cost and quantity is also important. So you are getting, you are buying the best price all over the country. So, and better quality, that is very, very important. So both are important thing. Right time in first point we are mentioning. So at right time, right quantity, right quality, right price, and right supply. Okay. Then, so these are the objectives of inventory control. And after that, functions of inventory control. So what are the functions of inventory control? So to develop policies, plans, and standards essential to achieve the objectives. So we are developing for developing of policies, plans, and standards essential to achieve the objectives of the organization. So for achieving of the objectives of the organization, you have to plan or you have to develop the policies, plans, and standards how to achieve. And this is very essential to achieve the objectives of the organization. That is the first point. And second one is to build up a logical and workable plan of organization for doing the job satisfactory. So after that, to build a logical and workable plan. So after that, we are developing a logical and workable plan of organization for doing job success satisfactory. So the job satisfaction is very, very important. So every employee feels satisfaction in their job, then only they are effectively working, and from that we are getting maximum productivity from the employee. So for all these, we have to build a logical and workable plan of organization. And after that, to develop procedure and methods that will produce the desired results economically. The third point is to develop procedures and methods that will produce the desired results economically. So we are getting results in a economical means with low cost. To develop for that purpose, you have to develop procedures and methods that will produce desired results economically. Ultimately, we are getting very low cost. We are getting desired results with a minimum cost or a low cost. Then to provide the necessary physical facilities. After that, you have to provide physical facilities. That means lighting, water, and canteen facility and lighting facility, proper ventilation and safety precautions. These are all the physical facilities. And to maintain overall control by checking results and taking corrective actions. After that, we have to maintain overall control by checking results and taking corrective actions. After that, there is overall control by checking results. So you have to check the results, then only you are maintaining the overall control and taking corrective actions. After that, you have to take the corrective actions according to the results. And after analysis and checking of the results, then you have to maintain overall control on these two things. Okay, so these are the functions of inventory control. And after that, inventory management system or level. So that is important one. So how to manage the inventory? So that is important one. So the objectives of inventory control is to establish level of inventory which will serve to minimize the company's costs and maximize its revenue. So when you are maintaining and you are having a good inventory management system, it will serve to minimize the company's costs, and it minimizes the company's cost. That means that means expenditure. Cost means expenditure of the company, and maximizes its revenue, and it maximizes, that means it will improves, it increases the revenue of the organization and decrease the cost. Okay, decrease the cost, increase the revenue. So that means expenditure is low and revenue is high. Okay, so it is determined by 5 basic variables. So this is completely based on these 5 variables. Those are: first one, minimum inventory; second one, reorder point; third one, reorder quantity; fourth one, procurement lead time; fifth one, maximum inventory. So these 5 are very, very important in the inventory management system. So I have to see all these things. First one, minimum inventory. So minimum inventory, for all these purpose, there is a graphical representation. So that is quantity. This is the procurement time. That means order time. And this is the time on y-axis and quantity on y-axis. So this is the maximum stock, this point. This one is the reorder point. Okay, so first we have to know what is the reorder point and what is the maximum stock on all these things. So first one, minimum inventory. So minimum inventory or buffer stock is needed to take care of any temporary unpredictable increase in the part usage or in the procurement lead time. So the minimum inventory is nothing but a buffer stock which is needed to take care of any temporary unpredictable increase in the part usage in the procurement lead time. Suppose, is there any unexpected growth in the part, then you maintain extra stock for that part, because suppose in coming days, 10 to 15 days, the product is not available in the market, there is a production delay, if suppose, at that time, that is suggestible. Okay, so you have to maintain minimum inventory or a buffer stock. That means, is there any problem suddenly occurred, so we are continuing the production process without any delay or without any hold. So that is very, very important. That's why you are maintaining buffer stock or minimum inventory in the organization. You have to face any type of problems in the production process with this technology, with this method. So that is minimum inventory. You have to maintain that minimum stock. Then second one, reorder point. So reorder point means it is sufficiently above the minimum inventory are to yellow for issuing the purchase order and for delivery by a vendor. So how much quantity you have to give an order minimum inventory, that is minimum inventory. So then only we are sending that product to the or giving that product to the customer. Okay. So that is very, very important thing. So it is sufficiently above the minimum inventory to allow for issuing the purchase order. That means you are issuing a purchase order. So there is a need of some minimum order quantity. That means you have to give that much amount of order and for delivery by a vendor. So that is also delivered by vendor. So reorder point stock level is equal to the minimum stock plus the expected consumption during the procurement lead time. So the reorder point is came from stock level, point of the stock level is equal to the minimum stock plus the expected consumption during the procurement lead time. So the reorder point is equals to the minimum stock plus the expected consumption during the procurement lead time. So that is always equal to reorder point is always equal to minimum stock. So that is the minimum stock where minimum stock what we are required plus the expected consumption. So and I have to add some expected consumption feature during the procurement lead time. So both are combined and then we have to find out the reorder point. That means where the point which is indicates the production manager should raise a purchase order for raw material and they are giving the reorder. So that is very, very important. Reorder means you are giving, so you are reorder point means where the point is going for reorder. That means you have to place new order. At what point you have to place an order. Then only after, then only there is a proper management. Then only we are getting the stock in time. That means before you are giving order while you are having stock in already in your store, but extra you have to give an order. Okay. So that is a reorder point where we are giving order again and again. Then reorder quantity, how much amount you have to, that is reorder quantity, how much amount you are giving, how much quantity. So this is the fixed quantity of item for which order is placed every time the stock drops to the reorder point. Okay, where the stock is dropped to reorder point, then automatically we are placed same quantity of the item at every time. So this quantity is fixed either on the basis of experience or calculated. Okay. So this quantity is fixed. This is the quantity is fixed either on the basis of experience or calculated. It is based on experience or calculated. We are find out reorder quantity where we are giving order, where we are placed the order. That point is called as reorder point. And then next one is procurement lead time. So this is another important thing, procurement lead time. So this comprises the time required for preparing the purchase order. That means the time for preparing a typing order. Sorry, purchase order. The time gap between placing an order and receiving supplies, and the time required for inspection, etc. So after that, time required for preparing the purchasing order, there is a need of time required for that. So the time gap between placing an order and receiving supplies. Suppose I am placing order on 20th May, but I am receiving the order in 25th May. So there is a 5 days delay. So the time between these two times, so 20 to 25th. So how many days? So 5 days. That is time gap between pricing and ordering, receiving supplies and time required for inspection, etc. Okay. So gap between placing an order. So that is nothing but you have to place an order and receiving supplies. So how much time it will be takes. Okay. So how much time that will be takes, then it will be called as time required for lead time. Okay, తర్వాత so maximum inventory. So after that, important thing is maximum inventory. So it is approximately the sum of the order quantity and minimum inventory. So that means order quantity plus minimum inventory both are combined. It will exactly equal the sum of these two quantities. So it is definitely equal. Okay, equal the sum of these two quantities if the ordered material is received just when the minimum stock is reached. Okay, so it will exactly equal the sum of these two quantities. So order quantity plus minimum inventory both are combined. If the order material is received just when the minimum stock is reached. So when the minimum stock is reached, ultimately ordered material is received. Okay, so that is important thing. So it is about maximum inventory. Okay, so next topic is ABC analysis. So ABC analysis, another important thing in materials management. So ABC analysis is a technique of controlling inventories based on their value and humanities. So, so controlling inventories based on their values and quantities. Depending upon the values and quantities, there is a technique of controlling inventories that is called as ABC. So it is more remembered as an analysis of always better control. So ABC control full form is always better control. Okay. So of inventory, here all items of the inventory are listed in the order of descending values showing quantity, held and their corresponding value. Okay. So here all the items of the inventory are listed. So all the items are listed. Inventories are listed in order to descending values. So in order to descending values, that means lowest to highest, showing quantity held and their corresponding value. So they are showing quantity and corresponding value. Then the inventory is divided into three categories. So the total inventory is divided into three categories: A category, B category, C category. So that is their respective values also. So on x-axis, value of inventory, and y-axis, volume of inventory. Okay, so this is volume of inventory. This is also volume of inventory. So that is units, that is rupees. Okay, so volume of inventory in rupees. Sorry, units on x-axis. On y-axis, so volumes of inventory rupees in rupees. So after that, so A refers to ABC category is there, three categories. Refers to high value item, A refers to high value item, and B refers to medium value item, and C refers to low value item. So a category comprises of inventory which is very costly and valuable. So this group of products is treated as very costly and valuable products. Normally, 70% of the funds are tied up in such costly stocks. So we are investing our investment majorly 70% is normal one. So 70% of the funds are tied up in such costly stocks. Okay, that is important one. Then which would be around 10% of the total volume of the tasks. So that should be total amount of stock, total volume of stock, then we are collecting 10%. Then because the stocks in this category are very costly, these require strict monitoring on a day-to-day basis. So because the stocks in this category are very costly, so because these are high value products, their cost is also very high. So these require strict monitoring on day-to-day basis. Suppose is there any missing of the product, or is there any uh, mishandling of the product, that material, then we are getting a huge loss. Okay, so because it is valuable, so that's why we keep in a safe manner. So that is A category. So then B category refers to medium value item. So in B category, it refers category comprises of inventory which is less costly. So this is less costly. 20% of the funds are tied up in such stocks. So overall funds in the organization, we are investing 20% of funds on purchasing of this B category products, sorry, B category raw material. These items require monitoring on a weekly or fortnightly basis. So weekly ones or fortnightly basis. So that is the second one. And third category consists of such stocks which are of least cost. So that is called as least cost. So volume wise, they form 70% of the total stocks, but value wise, they do not cost more than 10%. So in the budget, we are allocating only 10% on them. So because they are least cost products, so 70% of the total costs, but value wise. So this category of stocks can be monitored on a monthly or bi-monthly basis, because these are the cheap products. That's why we are not much more focus on these things. So monthly or bi-monthly basis, we have to monitor these tasks. Okay, A category, B category, C category. Okay, so A category refers high value item, B category refers, so B category refers medium value for item. So C category refers low value item. So A category item, so I am giving summarize this ABC analysis in a simple table, then you are able to understand what exactly it is. So category ABC, so value of percentage 70, 20, 10. So this category of raw material having 70% value, then we are purchasing the volume of 10%, and desired degree of control is strict. And B category product value is 20%. We are allocating the budget and we are purchasing that product 20% only. Then the desired degree of control is moderate. So after that, C category products, so value 10% and volume is 70%. So that means there is a very low value product, then you have to maintain 70% volume, and the desired degree of control is low. So because it is very cheap product, so that's why there is a low desired degree of control. So only one is having strict degree of desired control. Okay. So this is about ABC analysis. Okay. Right. Thank you.